I came to the Netherlands in 1992. And in the Netherlands, in the UK, in Germany, in France, I remember marveling as a woman the fact that I could walk around anywhere at any time of day or night. I invite you now to go to Europe, not as women perhaps, but as men, and you'll be stunned at how that has changed. And in many ways, it's because of this cover-up from the left. When people come from my culture and my background, and I'm very familiar with it, because as a woman in all of the other countries I had lived, I could not do that. And young men have been taught that they at any time can take women. And women have been taught to stay away from certain places without being escorted by male chaperones. And if whatever happens to them, it is their fault. When millions of people from that culture come into a liberal society and start groping and harassing and raping women, how does the left respond? They still talk about racism. It has nothing to do with race. It is what happens to the individuals within a collective. You can never, if you are a true liberal, you can never really stray away from individual rights. You cannot use as an excuse some alleged persecution against groups to sacrifice the rights of individuals. Homosexuals in Europe in the 1990s and in the 2000s were more free than they are now. Yes, there was a whole debate about whether they could marry or not, but now they're being advised not to show their homosexuality. Anti-Semitism is back, and it's back with the Medina Muslims. And the left make excuses about the collective. We cannot talk about it. I think the greatest dilemma for liberal societies is the self-inflicted relativism. It's the self-inflicted censorship. And if truly we want to deal with the challenges that the Medina Muslims present us with, the most important thing we have to do is to protect the freedom of speech. If we don't, we sacrifice, we give the platform of ideas to them. They either silence us by force or we self-silence, and then they win. And so we have two battles. One is to fight that self-censorship, this being pulled into this collective nonsense called political correctness. I never get it, really. And the other one is obviously to stand up to the Medina Muslims and argue why Islamic law, Sharia, is bad for all human beings, for men, for women, for men and women, for people with a different sexual orientation, for people with different religions. It is not, Islamic law is not about life on this earth. It is about what is going to happen after you die. And that is why I will never apologize for my statements that Islamic law is ultimately a cult of death. I now hope that I have provoked you enough to get you to ask questions, to discuss, because ultimately I think that's what liberalism is about.